Well, I'm not. No, this may not happen tonight. I don't know. Let's see what happens. It's saying that it's not, but I'm hoping that it is. Let's see. It says we are. All right. That's a good thing. Let's record this. Don't forget Dry January, which is Dry January, but there is a festival this weekend. So record to the cloud. And supposedly it says that we are not live, but it says we're live. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Oh, it says we're live. All right. I don't know anymore. It's Wednesday night, which means it's Whiskey Wednesday. Well, welcome everybody to Whiskey Wednesday. I've been looking forward to this Whiskey Wednesday for quite a while. As soon as Paulo, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Paulo Pereira.
Good to see you all. Good to be back.
What's the name of your new division that you're in? Gem?
Well, this is part of the Gem portfolio.
Okay.
It's part of Pernod Ricard, which I help support here in Massachusetts through Martinetti.
It's not like the cartoon rock band, female rock band Gem, right?
Unfortunately,
no,
not.
it's not.
But that sounds like it would be a really good idea.
Just checking.
Sounds like a great social media.
Doesn't it really?
It does.
It would be. So Paulo is here tonight to go through Aberlour. And by the way, congratulations, because we haven't seen this much Aberlour in like 3 years that you have before us tonight. So I'm just going to point out that I will not be trying to pronounce any of these names. That'll be completely up to you. You know my theory anyways, right?
Which one's that?
The theory is that the pronunciation of the Scotch Gaelic names changes the more you drink. And it's a big joke that the Scots like to put on us by keep telling us we're saying it wrong and then changing the pronunciation. So I will not fall for that crap ever again.
I believe that. It sounds very.
It's like the Irish say about the kilts. You know, it was a joke, but the Scottish kept it going. Anyways, we're here tonight. We got some great whiskeys to go through. We got a full audience tonight. So without further ado, tell us a little bit about Aberlour. What's the behind the scenes look at it?
Yeah.
What's it all about and where is it?
Yeah, so Aberlour is in the Speyside region. And Aberlour was founded in the town of Aberlour. It's a very small town. It was founded back in 1879. It was not the first distillery in the town of Aberlour, but there was another distillery that had opened up in the 1820s, but then closed down in the 1840s. So it was a dry town up until Aberlour was founded in 1879, and it's been there ever since. The distillery itself has gone through some upgrades over the years. There were a couple of pretty major fires early on, believe it or not, which is very interesting for a distillery that doesn't use any peat and doesn't have any smokiness, but the building kept catching on fire. It was almost like somebody was trying to tell them something, but they decided not to listen. So very early on, after they first opened up in 1879, they had a pretty significant fire and had to make some upgrades, and then it happened again in 1898. But every time it offered them an opportunity to upgrade and to expand a little bit.
Okay.
And they've continued to do that over the years without fires this time. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But again, just a classic Speyside expression. It's really a beautiful, smooth whiskey that is heavily influenced by sherry oak here in this instance. A lot of Speyside producers have kind of started to use less and less sherry from what I've found and what I've read, but sherry continues to be where Aberlour continues to lean into over the years, and we'll see that in a lot of these expressions here today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with the 12 then.
Yeah.
And we got some whiskeys to go through. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get right into the whiskeys here. So 12-year here, this is a combination of both sherry oak as well as American oak ex-bourbon cask here. The exact proportions are proprietary information. I've asked some folks internally at Pernod and tried to get the secret, and nobody has released it to me yet.
It was one of those, I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm sure over a few drams at the distillery someday, I might be able to get some information out of them. So I'll happily go on a field trip to do some research for you guys, if you don't mind, at some point.
We can do our own research. We can go too.
Yeah, we can all go, right?
Oh, but you're inviting us all. Come on, guys, let's go.
I wouldn't mind a trip to the space.
I wouldn't either. I've got a great nose on that.
That's beautiful. One really cool thing about Aberlour is that when they have their new make spirit, it's very tropical. And that starts all the way back from the wash. So they get all of their malted barley from within 15 miles of the actual distillery itself. So it's very hyper local. They try and be as sustainable as possible, and that's one of the things that they find helps them keep their carbon footprint down. There are still people in the world that believe in reducing waste and doing things in a sustainable manner. And
Right.
Ab-
I mean, listen, it only makes sense. I mean, if you're gonna, you don't do it artificially,
no,
right?
no,
But if you do it naturally and say like, hey, I don't, I want to use what I'm going to use.
yeah,
But by the way, it sort of plays into that also.
yeah,
A lot of times it's cost savings to do it that
absolutely,
way, anyways.
absolutely,
Let's keep everything as as friendly to the earth as we possibly can.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that part of it,
yeah.
especially if you're doing it that makes some beautiful whiskey out of
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. And there are limited natural resources. There's only so much that you can do with your water source and all of that. So if you can reuse some of your wastewater for different parts of the distillery, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And by wastewater, we mean water that's been used to cool. We don't
Yeah.
want to get anybody, thinking some weird stuff
Yeah.
here. Oh, great. They made it. So we got the last bit of the group is here. So
Oh, wonderful.
we're
We
all
got a
here
full
together.
house.
We got a full house.
I'm gonna have to take a photo of this, if you all don't mind, for my social media because I'm number one, terrible at posting. And number two, it's been a while since I've been behind this table, and it's really exciting to be back in front of you all. And I can't believe that well, it's not me, it's Apple Hour, but I can't believe I got this many people out in the middle of January. I mean, this is
Listen,
great.
I'm going to point out that I booked this well, of course we put it on our events page and I put lock and key favorite.
My wife gave me so much shit about that.
Did she?
Oh,
Good.
absolutely.
Good. You deserve it.
And she saw that I posted it and she's like, what do they mean by lock and key favorite? And I'm like, I
Well,
don't know.
you're part of the societies. We have our favorites.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You should see what they do to the people that aren't their favorites. You just consider yourself lucky that you're not gonna be tarred and feathered tonight.
Have you ever had to sit up here and pretend like there are folks in the crowd and there actually aren't?
Yes, of course. Usually,
Well,
there's whiskey involved. There's not that many of those,
I wish I
But
could turn the camera around for the people online so they could, believe that we actually have a crew
yeah,
here.
we'll do this because we do have enough time tonight. So let's see if we can do. Let's see if I can quickly. Of course, I can never do anything
Of course.
quickly, but let's try.
It's not
Oh,
a
not that one.
it's not a laugh track.
No, it
For
is
the
not. We
online
do
folks.
have that.
We do
though.
have
We do
people
have
here.
that. We do have. No, that's not it either. Hold on, wait a minute. You're gonna get everything before I get to the actual one
This
that
is
we actually need.
This is practice for Go Whiskey Week.
There we
There
are.
we go.
There we are. There they all are.
This is
All
fantastic.
right. See, this is if you could come here and be part of this crowd. Oh man, he's on America's Most Wanted. Wait a minute. Let me get this off here for a second there. All right, there we go. But yes,
Perfect.
there are actually people here.
Oh, this is
We do have a laugh track though, if you need it. We are actually sold out tonight.
I went online and I saw at one point there were only 7 tickets left, and I'm like, all right, you got to knock the rust off. I've been spending the last couple of years hiding behind a desk in an office mostly, so this was a great opportunity to get back in front of you all. So get a little of that rust off and get ready for Go Whiskey Week, which
Go
I'm
Whiskey
excited
Week
about.
is coming up shortly. We got about a month or so. So that's coming up and you'll be involved with that too.
Yes,
So
very happy.
we want
to
to
be
make sure we're going on that.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the 12?
Mm.
Good. It's got some great. It's got some of those deeper flavors that I love, but it's also got a little bit of that sort of citrusy. There's a like a
Yeah, the fruit really
lemon fruit or something like that in there
the
too.
fruit
It's really
really
good.
pulls through. You get a little bit of that sherry influence here as well too. You start getting
Yeah, but it's not
that
overwhelming either. Though.
not
It's
by
not
any
what we would call like a cherry bomb.
No, we've got one coming up around number 3.
Yep.
So
Well, I'm
there,
waiting for that
4.
one
So,
patiently. Yes,
yeah.
exactly. All right, so we're gonna jump from a 12-year-old expression to a 16.
Yeah.
But I should say the 12 is 80 proof because I know Lisa's gonna ask me.
Yeah.
It's 80 proof.
These first two
Or
are 80
80
proof.
80
Yeah.
proof, right?
And it's very interesting because sometimes some of those notes of sherry I feel get lost in some of the lower ABV expressions, but I don't get that here. I really see it kind of coming through. I'm not sure if that's partly because of their stills and the new mixed spirit that comes off of the stills. They're kind of these small onion-shaped pot stills. They're very interesting looking. So I wish I could put up a
Well, they're a
slide
little
of
bit
something,
they're a
but
little bit squat.
they are. They're very, very
There's a
squatty.
yeah, it's a little bit the distillate. I was fortunate enough to get to visit. The distillate is a little bit on the heavier side,
Yeah, yeah, it
which
definitely
is
has
nice.
a lot of body.
Yeah.
And then it also gets a lot of copper contact
Copper
during
content.
distillation.
Yep.
So probably keeps a lot of those fruity flavors from the actual wash itself.
Absolutely.
From
All right. So the 16-year-old.
16-year-old, very similar to the 12-year-old as far as the cask regiment here. It's going to be a combination of both sherry and American ex-bourbon oak here. A little bit more of the sherry. You can even see it in
Yeah.
the
You can see in the
color itself.
colorization.
Yeah, I mean, the colorization on all of these, looking across this paper, is amazing to see how much it's varied. And that's one of the fun things about
Oh,
Aberlour
yeah.
is that everything is so nuanced between each expression. It obviously is coming from the same four stills and it's aging in the same rick houses. But this
But you
is
can tell this isn't just the 12 age 16 years.
no,
You know what
no.
I'm saying? Like
This
there's
is
a there's
blended
there's a
differently.
definite DNA, but it's definitely its own expression.
Absolutely. And again, proprietary. I'm not sure exactly, what the little tweaks that they've made for the 16 over the 12-year-old, but you can see it, you can smell it, you can
Yeah.
taste it, that it's very much a conscious decision here when it comes to the 16-year.
Now, especially in the 80, because when you get 80, you sort of ask this question. Do they chill filter these at all or
Non-chill filter.
non-chill? All
Non-chill
non-chill
filter.
filter,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, that is their
Yeah.
standard.
No colorization.
No colorization.
No
No.
caramel coloring or anything like that.
No, very traditional in the way they like to operate.
See if you can like see the bottles are we have the bottles over there. We have the tins up here, but you can see that like they use clear bottles.
Mhm.
So by not using caramel coloring, and really a lot of the places use that so that the color shows the same from one batch to the next batch.
Exactly.
You'll see if you line these up, even 16-year-olds, you'll
Yep.
see slight variations in color,
Absolutely.
which is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Mass market sometimes
Yeah.
people get afraid of
But
that because
that's
the instinct is to say
this little
what's wrong.
pin stops that. You
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
sure.
And it's so slight. You're not going to see unless you put them up to each other anyway.
Absolutely.
So
if people get afraid of a consumer coming in and their instinct is going to say, what's wrong with that? If they're
Right.
different, there must be something wrong versus understanding that there is that batch variation. But
Right.
it is natural and you're
well, we're dealing with a rather sophisticated crowd. They know that already.
Well, speaking of batches, as we go into some of these other expressions, you have the batch number right on the actual bottle and on the actual tin itself here. So Aberlour is very proud of the differences
Telling
between
you,
the
right.
batches right off the bat. It's not just the Abuna; it's the Abuna batch 9.
Nine,
You know,
right?
for
Exactly.
example.
What do you
So,
guys think? What do you guys think of the 16 though?
yeah,
Really
Yeah.
nice. You get those sort of you get not only deeper color, but you get deeper flavors. A little
Yeah.
bit more on the darker side of the flavor
Absolutely.
spectrum. Get almost some of that like cherry or and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some of those like pitted
Like cherry-
fruits, like
like-
dark cherry.
Old school cherry
Yeah.
Coke, not new cherry.
Oh yeah, not new
Old
cherry
school
Coke.
cherry
No,
Coke,
God
the
forbid.
original.
We'll go with Dr. Pepper on that one.
Not Moxie either.
Not,
I know.
Well, no, not Moxie.
I
There's
know
nothing
Moxie is
no. Let's not get
a favorite
get
here.
carried away.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys all have waters that add a drop, you'll see even a difference. Even at 80 proof, I don't at 80 proof, I like to add like maybe one drop of water,
Yeah.
but it's enough, and you'll see some. Yeah,
Yeah, it opens up
definitely. It
beautifully.
opens up some other flavors in there.
I think all of
Absolutely.
these open up beautifully with a little bit of water, as you were here in the 12 and the 16 year. It's okay not to, but I do really like to add water to some of those other expressions here. It really makes a big difference.
It does.
Yeah.
And everybody's has at their thing Icelandic glacial water, which is the official water of Lock and Key Society. So enjoy it.
Water sources are incredibly important.
That's right. No,
Yeah.
they are actually one of our sponsors for Go Whiskey Week. So
Yes,
we're
yeah.
very proud of that.
The water source for Aberlour as well too. So there is a tributary comes off of the River Spey that is actually called it is named Lower. actually.
Lauer.
Lauer itself. And that is the main water source, but there is a well that is fed by that tributary, and that is where they draw most of their water on site itself.
So it's going through like the sediment and sand and soil and
Absolutely, it gets that filtration,
natural filtration,
naturally filtered water. Yeah.
That's great. Any questions so far? We're good. No, these two are 80, but we're gonna start playing with ABV a little bit.
Yeah, we start jumping up a little bit. A couple of these get up there.
All right, well, let's go to the next one.
Let's go to the 18.
Let's go to the 18, which,
so we start.
if you look, is really, I mean, now you're starting to see major color variation.
So this gets double maturation as well, 2 different cask types here. But now we're talking PX and Oloroso sherry. So now we're talking sherry.
Sherry on sherry.
Yeah, sherry bomb, which is kind of something that you hear and you read about Aberlour, is that it's known to be a sherry bomb kind of space.
But they're using both the Oloroso, which is not a sweet. It's got darker fruits and it's got flavors to it, and to the PX, which is a sweeter type of sherry, more of a dessert sherry.
Yeah, and the PX has like this natural, almost
fig or like raisin type.
Definitely, and it has like a creamy kind of texture to it, and that kind of sticks in those sherry butts, and it comes through when you age whiskey.
The nose on this one is fantastic. Now, do we start jumping a little bit up in ABV on this one?
Yes, this one goes up to 43, so nothing too crazy. This is 86
So 86
here, but yeah, this is a little bit higher in ABV. We'll take a nice little jump on the next one here.
Wow, that's spectacular. You get a little bit of that, almost like you get some of that cedar, like finish on that one. Long finish.
Yeah,
still going.
Beautiful spice, bitter chocolate, kind of like candied orange peel to me on this one here. Absolutely love this. I'm going to join you guys in adding a touch of water here.
What's that? Super smooth.
Unbelievably smooth.
What we call it? We call that too silky. Yeah.
Yeah, some of that toffee flavor from it as well. I really like that as well.
Yeah, that little bit of water though, man. All of a sudden some other flavors start popping in that too. There's definitely even some tropical fruit thrown in that too.
I feel like it's there through like all expressions, more pronounced in some. It's definitely pronounced.
What's it like? It's an apricot, but it's like a not a stewed like apricot, like a little bit like cooked apricot. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
I could see that, and I do like dried apricots, so it's a flavor. I find it now that you've mentioned it.
Well, I just led you down the primrose path. I just put that suggestion in your head and you took it.
I tasted
it. Doesn't taste anything like that. No, it really does. It does taste like that. I'm just kidding you.
No, it's wonderful.
That's really good.
That's a nice Wednesday night sipper, I would say.
Well, and these, our weather's lately has been all over the place, from ice storms to snowstorms to like balmy. I could wear my t-shirt today, sort of weather. So all over the place, but we get a little bit of that rain, and it's the little drizzly type feel. This is the type of thing. It's sort of a warming, inviting to like sit by the fire type thing and sort of dry off type.
Absolutely.
From being outside.
After being outside, shoveling,
definitely.
Get inside and have some of this Aberlour. Absolutely. And that sounds wonderful. If we get snow again, we will.
Oh, we
better.
We will get snow.
We better.
It doesn't matter when. All right. Anybody had any question on the first three up to the 18-year-old?
No? We have some fans.
Good. Did you like the 18?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah,
oh, good.
Spectacular.
All right. Well, that's good. That helps.
Really happy to bring these back in here. This is great.
Yeah. All right.
So now I have to bust on my Gaelic.
Yeah, of course you do. Abuna?
Abuna.
Abuna?
Abuna. I believe.
So this is number 4. This has been like so sketchy to get for way too long. Is our supply going to be a little bit more consistent now, or
For the moment, yes.
for the
I never like, well, no, I don't know any information that would lead me to believe otherwise,
okay.
but I also have a lot of experience that tells me that can change on a dime. So
Well,
right now I have it.
there's supposedly more coming, but on that, I bought some extra for us tonight, so that we have a little bit. I think I may have cleaned you guys out.
You
But
might have.
might have
But
cleaned
we
you
had
guys
them.
out.
We
So
had them on order, so
yeah,
hopefully we get
there's
some.
some on orders, but
Yeah.
we grabbed while we could because we knew you guys were all going to be here tonight. So
Yeah, yeah,
it is one of our most
kidding.
requested whiskeys. It really is.
that's
So
fantastic.
what batch is this?
So this is batch number, and I wrote it down so I wouldn't have to mess with the tins here. This is batch number 78 on the Abuna. So the Abuna is going to be exclusively sherry here, and we jump up to 60.7% ABV on this one. So we've got a little bit higher ABV here.
I'm gonna try it.
we have.
So when you're doing like stuff that you're topping over 120 and stuff like that, I always tell people try a little bit of it. Don't go
Mhm.
too crazy, but just try a little bit of it just to sort of get it. But then because you want to see the difference when you add a couple drops of water and bring that down probably too close to like 100, just to see the flavor differences.
Right off the bat, I get just this beautiful kind of toastiness to it.
Damn.
Just like this toasted.
Well, that
bread,
doesn't suck.
dry.
Yeah, that's really good.
Really nice. Really, really
You definitely
nice.
get like that fig, that tobacco leaf in there, but then it goes a little bit, it goes almost a little bit sweet, like like fig jam in there too. Really good.
Does have a nice sweet finish,
Yeah.
and it certainly lingers. This is not something that
It's not, yeah,
the
it's
flavor
not, it's
doesn't
not
die on
quick
you.
off the palate.
No.
It sort of stays around for a while. I want to put a couple, I'd put like a drop and a half of water. I don't know how you measure that, but
I know
that's what I did.
tough.
Yeah, definitely add a little bit of that water. All of a sudden, it's going to be other explosions of sort of flavors. There's an orange in there now. Do you guys want to get like orange when you added the water?
The water really made the fruit pop for me.
Yeah. But
All of those fruit
the
notes.
other ones, so far, like some of the other ones have been, it's been citrus, but it's been leaning towards more towards, for me, more towards like a lemon.
Mhm.
This is the first one I've had that was like, it's orange.
Yeah.
It's still citrusy, got that, it's a little citrus pop, but it's definitely like on that side, like orange tangerine sort of flavors.
Definitely. Get those spicy notes, those
Yeah.
raisin kind of notes here.
Or even
Not
like dark honey.
Mhm.
You get that sort of flavor
Mhm.
to it too.
Absolutely.
With dark honey, it's not like that, not like light, blonde
Yeah.
honey. It's got those deeper flavors. It's got,
Similar to like agave. You can get light
Yes,
agave or dark
right.
agave. Same thing with honey, but this is definitely like that dark honey kind of flavor.
What do you guys think of this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
see why it's requested a lot, right?
Yeah. I know when I put in the sample request for this event today that our administrator was like, are you sure you need all of these?
All of these?
Yeah. Yeah, we need
Yeah,
them.
we need all of them.
Yeah, we need them. It's a good time of year to bust them all
All
up.
right, so I'm gonna point something out to you because you really haven't had a choice much lately on which batch you get, and I got to tell you, to me, a lot of the batches are extremely similar. They're trying to be similar, okay, but I will tell you this: if you do find one that you do like, they are limited, so it wouldn't hurt to because of the scarcity lately, as of late, last 2-3 years, I would probably grab another one. And that's not a retailer talking to me. That's a whiskey lover talking.
Yeah.
Is that, I hate it when I can really like something and then I go back and there's nothing.
And I got to be honest with you, I don't know if in our inventory it's all the same batch.
It might not even be the same batch.
Absolutely.
You're right.
So
That's happened
one delivery
before
to
too.
another, even though in our inventory it looks, it might as though it might be the same batch.
Well,
It very well may not be.
I'm not going to push dispersions on our wholesalers, but sometimes the rotation can be something left to be desired. All of a sudden, which is sometimes great because you get like the last case.
Yeah.
And you realize it's like 3 batches ago.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, that's the other kept pushing
Instead of rotating. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of rotating through them. Yes, Johnny. It's not one per year, but
No.
but it's not like 5 or 6. It's only like 2 or 3.
No, it's not many. I know that total production for the distillery at this very moment is about 4 million liters. It's a little under 4 million liters. They are undergoing enhancements. They are doing additions to the distillery right now, and the plan is to double their production up to 8 million liters in the near future. So hopefully it'll become much more readily available at that point. But of course, it takes some time to.
Well,
let
it's not
whiskey age.
turning. I did never. This is the biggest thing: is distilleries, especially whiskey distilleries, deal in time.
Mhm.
You can't just turn a faucet on and off. This is why we talk about projections and what you're going to sell in the future, what demand is today, what it looks like it's projecting in the future, and you
Mhm.
try to increase production to meet demand. And if demand goes down, you ease back up in production.
Close
But
the
it's gonna,
distillery for
but
a
it's
year.
but it's gonna take time for that to sort of adjust. And you hope you're
Absolutely.
on point when you do it. I mean, we just had something recently, and if anybody wants me to talk about it later on, I will, about production and slowing of production.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean anybody's going necessarily out of business or throwing things down. It's like they're looking at what they have
Yeah.
coming to maturity, when they have it coming, and the current projections of demand for that.
It's placing a bet on the futures. It's
You know,
what it
even
is.
we had a couple of distilleries in Scotland. They're basically moving teams around to distill like half a year here and a half a year there. That's all it means is they got enough on the on projection. And by the way, doing it that way, not people don't lose their jobs.
No,
They just move from place to place and do everything here and then do everything there.
absolutely.
And you know, you make the best of all these type of things. Yes, sir.
How they're not large. The
How large
exact
are the batches with
yeah,
production?
the amount of casks I'm not 100% certain, but based on some of the research that I did and what I've read, I wouldn't imagine it's more than 10 to 12 casks for each batch when they release it. It's nothing massive
Let's
by
put it
any
this way:
stretch.
it's not enough for us to have it on the shelf all the time.
No, no, certainly not.
And we
Certainly.
order it, and our wholesaler orders it, so it's not like it's
Yeah. Yeah, this is a brand that obviously they are investing in and they're trying to grow. So it's sticking around and we'll keep it in inventory as long as we can with what's available at the moment. And then as more becomes available, we'll order it again then. I mean, it's a classic space side. It just is beautiful expression with this influence of the sherry cask across the board, but also with that little bit of American bourbon oak. It's just beautiful, very delicate, great body and texture, amazing
Mhm.
flavor. It's just really
I mean, that
nice.
doesn't, even if you didn't add water, it doesn't taste like 120, does it?
No.
Over 120? Yes, sir, in the back. He knows that there's no age limit, but
Yeah.
how old is approximately?
Approximately, I'd probably guess it's somewhere in the 8 to 10 year range based on, their standards that they've done in the past for releases. Again, to your point, there is no age statement, and to get that
It's
information
not
from
2-year-old. Let's put it that way.
no, it's certainly not 2 year old. You can taste that this has
Yeah, it's
some age to
definitely.
it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anything in this range would be anywhere under 6, but if I had to put money on it, I'd probably put somewhere 8 to 10.
And that's the
Right,
youngest too, by the
yeah,
way. They're using older stuff to
yeah,
balance that out too. Yes,
yeah.
sir. Oh, what is the sherry
On this
cask?
one here, let me just double check
No,
to
it's the
make
next one. Yeah, that
sure.
one.
Yep, we're on this one. So this was Oloroso.
Oh, the rest.
Oloroso on this one here.
You
Yeah.
can tell it doesn't have that sweetness. The first fill,
First fill.
first fill
They are
Oloroso.
First Yes,
Yeah,
they are
that I know.
Yeah.
You guys like this one?
Experience.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Miss in the back. Is Aberlour privately owned?
It is not privately owned, so it is technically owned by Pernod Ricard. So large conglomerate of spirit houses from all over, and they also delve into wine as well. But it is owned by Pernod Ricard, but it's still operated by local families.
There's it's owned by Pernod Ricard. So there's several different ways that you see where bigger companies are buying some of these distilleries and what they do. The smart ones usually buy a distillery because they like what they're doing and let them continue to do what they're doing.
Exactly.
And they might go in there and look at like, okay, we can tweak this, we can tweak that. But by and large, a lot of them just let them do, and they actually let the innovation come from the distillery when possible.
Absolutely.
If you delve, if corporate delves hands in too deep, you can ruin a good thing.
Absolutely.
So Pernod Ricard has been known for, and the good part about it is Pernod Ricard has other interests that would include sherry barrels and other types of barrels that can be used for sister companies within the spectrum. So that sometimes allows other expressions to come out that would have not necessarily been done if it was a one-off private little distillery. And it's not that there's one thing that's great and one thing that's terrible. It's just really how they're treated within inside the corporation. I think from experience have seen.
Graham Cruikshank, I had to look up how to pronounce his last name. Cruikshank, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. He's the master distiller behind the brand. He's been there since 2002. And it's been consistently under his watch since 2002. He oversees every aspect of this brand and all of the whiskey that comes out of this distillery.
If he doesn't win the Super Bowl, usually they'll get rid of him, but or not make the playoffs, whatever. Yes, Jim. Is Aberlour a component of any of the blended whiskeys?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge, but it's not guaranteed. I wouldn't.
I mean, most of the distilleries have been at one point. Okay, most single malt distilleries have been at one point a component of a blended because I think we're still in the range of 90% of whiskey, Scotch whiskey is blends. So they've, and most of the thing, single malts sold as themselves is sort of a relatively newer concept in a industry that goes back hundreds of years. So it would be, they would obviously sell them locally, but to actually export and stuff like that is a relatively new concept. So they would be usually in a blend, but I don't think it's in any current blends that I know of.
Not that I know of either. I mean, we mentioned there.
So it's surviving on its own as a single malt, which in a production where they have a smaller production makes sense.
And as they grow to double the size they are now, wouldn't be surprised if some of that goes into blends to help pay the bills and keep the lights on, obviously. But at the correct. Part
of the core ratings for some of the Compass Box stuff. Yeah, I'll repeat that in a relative term. They have sold barrels to other people that have used them in components of whiskeys, but not really on a big commercial scale. Was that good? Was that good? All right, good.
That passes muster.
All right, go look that one up.
You could put that in. You could put that into an email.
That's right. I actually could and be safe and go. Yeah, skin that one. All right.
So this is fun. So we just tried the Abuna, and the next one is the Abuna Alba. So the kind of theory behind this is meant to be two sides of the same coin, right? Aberlour loves to use sherry. Aberlour also likes to use American ex-bourbon. This one here is exclusively American ex-bourbon cask, and you can see it in the color in your cup.
Yeah, and by the way, the name Alba, Marcus Alba, American white oak.
Exactly.
That's where the name, that part of it comes.
Interestingly enough, with Alba in Gaelic, apparently it's the original word for Scotland as well.
Really?
Which is strange because if you look at
it's white
in Gaelic, it's original Scotland. And I'm like,
really?
American oak ex-bourbon isn't.
Well, it is. Well,
it is.
Well, no, but it's funny because I mean, now you're starting to talk about Latin derivatives, so it's even weirder because now Gaelic has nothing to do really. Original Gaelic, I don't think has anything to do with Latin derivative. So not one of the Romance languages.
No. With being Portuguese and growing up speaking Portuguese, a lot of the Latin languages I can figure out what words are.
Yep.
I cannot figure out what's being said when somebody's speaking Gaelic. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
What's that? Albany. Okay. There you go.
There we go. I like it.
Learn something new every day.
Every single time I'm here, I learn a lot. I honestly do a lot. So again, this is 100% American oak ex-bourbon. This one is batch number 9.
And the problem is, it's bad. Wait a minute, I'm just going to point this out. It did start later. It did start later than
a lot later.
Than the regular Abuna, which is sherry finished. It did start a lot later. It's a newer expression, but everybody so associates with the sherry
Mhm.
that this is a sort of a slower mover because of that. But I think you're going to find out it's not because it's not delicious.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the sherry is kind of what's really sought after, but this in its own right is spectacular.
But see, now you get into some of those toffees. You get into that. Remember when I was saying it was the shift was to orange
Yep.
from lemon. Now you're getting like, man, there's a Meyer lemon sitting right in the middle of my
Yeah.
tongue on this one.
I get a lot of like orchard fruit. I'm getting a lot
Yeah.
of like apple pear kind of notes here.
Yes, sir. In the back. What's the ABV on this
Not
one?
that far off. It's 59.3. So the Abuna was 60.7.
I think they're
Abuna Alpha
batch strength. Is that
59.3.
what the hell they go by?
They
Then
are. They
they're
are
batch strength. So as they're making this, it's sort of they let it go where it sort of naturally falls, and I think you will see differences in batches in proof. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you absolutely will.
But they're all going to
Very
hover
similar.
around. They're all going to hover around the same though,
Yeah.
because you're mixing enough barrels together that the average is going to fall somewhere close to that end.
And they work to be consistent within each expression as best as they can, understanding that it's a natural product and there will be variation batch to batch, and not only accepting that but celebrating that.
You have to
Obviously
celebrate that.
putting the batch numbers
Right.
on each bottle. But
I like that one a lot.
this is
I mean, that's
nice.
really good.
Well,
I mean, that's like now all of a sudden it's like it went from this like warm company thing to like this vibrant, alive sort of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got that. Even the finish is really long on this one too.
Yeah.
But it's a different finish.
Definitely. It definitely is. To your point, liking it a lot and it being very different, and talking about things that might not be available for much longer. It was just announced this week. Actually, I just got an email this week. They are no longer going to be producing this.
Really?
So what we have in-house and on order is all we're ever going to get.
Okay.
Here. So
now, if you like that one,
yeah, now's the
there you
time to
go.
get it. It is going away.
Did everybody like their new whiskey that they're not going to be able to get now? You know, and it just made them want it more.
Yeah.
They're like, yes, now I want it. Now I want it.
We've got, a couple dozen 6-packs left for state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, we're still okay for a little bit.
Okay, for a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're coming now. The next one we're having, I've never had.
Yeah.
This next expression.
I've only ever, to my recollection, I've only ever had it once before today. So I'm very excited to get back into this one here as well. And you want to take a stab at how to pronounce this?
No, sirree. No, sirree. I know I'm safe right over here where I am at. You go right ahead.
This one here is the Cask Anav. So it's not too bad because the first word looks like cask, except it doesn't have a K, it has a G. So it's the Cask Anav.
All right.
I'm
going to go with you. I'm not going to argue with you.
The Anav, that one threw me for a loop because when you are ending the word with MH, and it sounds like a VH instead. That one throws me for a loop here. But
that nose on that is insane. What is the makeup of this? So
this one's really interesting because this is triple casked. So this is the first time that we're getting into a triple cask expression. And Caskinov means rare cask.
Okay.
So this is something that's rare. It's not something they produce a ton of. This is going to be 3 types of casks here. We have European ex-sherry cask, American oak ex-sherry cask.
Okay.
And then we have American ex-bourbon here as well too. So 2 different kinds of sherry and then the American ex-bourbon cask coming in at 48% ABV. And this is batch number 10 of this expression.
Wow, that's really different. That's really good. Okay, so I would say this is going to get geeky now. Sultan grapes, like raisins, Sultan, but it's different than our golden grapes. We would say golden grapes. I mean, the closest thing we have here is probably golden grapes, but it definitely has that Sultan.
I could see that
finish on it too. And it's moving more to that sort of like orangey, sort of tangerine type thing too. At the end too.
Absolutely. Very kind of candied note to it as well. Yes.
I think it's if memory serves, I thought it was the same type of sherry, but two different types of casks. I could be wrong. I've been wrong
Yeah.
before. You can ask my wife. It's happened a couple times.
They didn't put it on the bottle here, so I'd have to dig into it, but probably.
I'm
probably
thinking
same
it's
juice.
two different
I'd-
sherries. And I'm thinking it's the same type of sherry, two
Just
different
two
casks.
type of casks. Yeah.
Right.
Probably getting it from the same sherry producer. So sherry producer probably is coming from the same.
It does have a little sweetness to it, so it could. Well, the thing is, you're going to remember you're sort of cutting it a little bit too with the American cask too. So, I mean, they can play around with the flavoring by how many casks of each one they sort of add. It does say triple cask, I know, but we don't know
If the
sherries are the
sherry,
same. That's what we
exactly.
were sort of wondering. I would say that they are. My
most
guess would be
likely, most
my guess
likely.
would be that they are. But the barrel's going to play differently. The European cask has sort of those high spices, and where the American is going to have some of those toffees and vanillas and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And it's not often you see American oak used for sherry casks like that. As often. It's typically European oak that's used for
What'd you say
sherry.
the ABV was on that?
ABV is 48.
48.
48% on this one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just underneath.
Yeah. I usually like to finish with the higher ABVs, but I thought that this one was.
No, I think you made the right.
enough.
I think you made the right call.
Yeah.
Because it's.
It was almost like a little dessert at the end. It had a little extra touch of the sweetness, and
I'm gonna try a little water in that one because I think that could come down.
It opened it up nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, even on the nose it did. Also, it was like a little bit more sugary. Add a little water to that. The sugars, the vanillins from the American cask really start to pop on that now. That's really good.
Very much so.
That's really good. I like that a lot. All right. Well, we get some stuff to go over. First of all, I want to thank you, Paulo, for making your triumphant return.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you all. Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. We're going to say goodbye to everybody on Facebook. Really glad you could join us on Facebook. If you want, this also becomes a podcast wherever you go. Look for It's the Liquor Talking. But you really should have been here because it was awesome.